Alright guys, and welcome back to more Dangan Ronpa, and we are about to begin the class trial once more. I had no clue that you could save the game during a class trial. I knew you could save after a class trial, but I guess like you can't save during the segments. You can't save during like all non-stop debates. You can't save during like segments where you have to make a choice. Because I tried to save the game when I had to make a choice. I had no clue you could save like during the freaking like the dialogue part of the trials, like once they just start discussing what they need to discuss and whatever. But anyway, we got this far in the game without needing to save like during the trials anyway, so whatever. We are about to resume the class trial now. Phase 2. Alright, cool. Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
Yo, dude, Vyakio was like, what the fuck, man?
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Alright, what we working with now? Make your argument. Sprinkling's exploded body analysis tattoo on the right hand. Damn. Alright, let's see what we get to do.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
So I gotta identify, right? What can we use to identify the body?
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
If we can't identify the body... And the one thing that can tell us was on the victim's own body, the tattoo. So alright, so he gave us a clue right there, a big clue. And also shout outs to whoever told me about using the back screen to use to shoot down the damn white noise. It's so much more easier. It automatically shoots down the white noise. So we gotta use the tattoo.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing
Oh, I missed!
right?
I missed! I spent too much time dilly-dallying on the white noise.
Who died? There's gotta be some way. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the map. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we
What?
can do.
How did it go by that quick? The game trolled me! Did you hear the voice? I gotta slow it down, dude. You gotta slow shit down for this trial.
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Alright, here we go.
And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Yes!
No, that's wrong.
Thank you for the concentration skill. I needed that shit.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
Yes, for reals, Hina.
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Okay.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
What?
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
It's a doggy. It's a doggy.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that
Oh my god,
humiliating?
dude.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
I wonder if the author of 50 Shades of Grey is just like Toko. If you compare the tattooer to other information, we should... Oh, the damn, the profile we got from her room, right? So where is it? Here we go.
I got it!
I got it!
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Fenrir. The image of Fenrir is a doggy. It's a wolf. It's a wolf, not a doggy. Oh, this is easy. They just handed you. They immediately handed you the words. I got it.
Now I understand.
I'm Bryce, baby. I never lose.
The representation of Fenrir is
A wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
I know, right?
A wolf tattoo.
exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
The ultimate soldier.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
I know, right?
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
Mukuro.
My information was not wrong.
Ikebukuro.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
Ikebukuro.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Who would have killed her anyway?
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16
Nope.
students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Of course. Toko and Genocide Jack. Well, basically I didn't have an alibi. Remember what he said before? So we have to say me and somebody else, and apparently me and Kyoko.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
That's so.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
But the sprinklers! Remember the sprinklers!
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
We found it at 9.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
And then switched over to Genocider Jack, who found the body. At 9 o'clock.
I got it!
I got it! I remembered the
body
details!
must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
I remember the details because I'm Bryce, baby! Yo, Bryce would smack me, dude. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Alright, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
Yep.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay then, it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, I guess I'm gonna have to change the time of the death. And I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Alright, that shouldn't be too hard, the sprinkler, dude. We have the sprinkler system. Yup, the sprinkles. The sprinkles. I mean the sprinklers. So we have to press somewhere with the sprinkles. The
We
sprinklers.
established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the course was almost totally dry, so the sprinklers, like I confirmed earlier.
We established a time frame for the murder.
So we gotta use the
It took
sprinklers.
place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Ah, damn it, I hit the wrong side.
And Makoto doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30. That's more.
More than enough time to commit murder.
Alright.
Makoto,
So he's basically trying to say it took place between 10, but we have to show him, like, you know what, the body wasn't wet.
we've established a time
Or
frame
excuse
for the
me.
murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at...
No, that is wrong.
What's wrong?
I'm Bryce. Listen to me, bitch.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
That's after we threw the bucket of water on there.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
Whoa, I didn't say all that.
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean?
Oh no! Oh shit! No, don't do this. Don't do it. We almost there, dude. Alright, is it charging? Yeah, it's charging now. Alright. Alright, give me a second, guys. I need to make sure everything's recording too, because usually when I plug in the charger, shit gets all weird. Alright, guys, my bad. I had to plug in my charger and had to make sure everything was still recording after I plugged in my charger, because sometimes when I plug in my charger while recording, it will literally sometimes like freeze the signal on the software I use to record the Vita gameplay. But anyway, you guys don't want to hear the technical talk. Let's get back into the game. What do you mean?
By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Man, you're totally wacko.
I'm just saying that
If you really
You're wrong.
think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
God damn it, dude. I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence. Oh yeah, that's right! I was thinking like, doesn't Toko already know that the body wasn't wet? But then I think about it, Toko was Genocide Jack when the damn thing blew up, and then she switched over to Toko. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Alright, we got this. We got this, guys. The moment of truth. Oh, bullet time battle with her.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. I don't know anything.
Damn! Destroyed her life.
How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
This should prove it. You just got body. Yeah! Bryce, baby!
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
I'm the new Troy Baker, baby! Cause it's Bryce! It's Bryce time!
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
Exactly!
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
What?
I'm so sick of her.
Right?
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
I poured a bottle. No, not a bottle of water, but a bucket of water!
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
Alright, so let's go ahead and save it. You know what, this is a great way to get that trophy where you don't take any damage, because I haven't taken any damage so far, right? So let's keep saving and making sure we don't take any damage so we can unlock that damn trophy, dude. Alright, here we go.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
Exactly, I've been saying that.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which means that Makoto killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
What? What? Huh? Are you serious?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene that was used to... Oh, the freaking, You know what? There was something we found that was wet. I forgot what it was called. It was a tarp. It was a tarp. We found some tarp on the ground. I love tarp. I love saying the word tarp. Tarp. Tarp.
I got it!
I got it! It was the tarp!
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Oh no! I actually did it, didn't I? Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. She wants to say it to get to the truth, dummy! If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body was all over my body. Wait.
Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. We gotta refute! Refute! Before exploded body analysis, fragments near the dead body, and what was it?
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
That's gotta be it.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
Oh, Makoto's actually saying something now.
That side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Alright, let's see what he says. I remember the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Byakuya even warned us not to touch it, to avoid getting any blood on us.
By
Alright.
covering the body with the tarp,
So let's see. Body before the explosion, maybe?
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Alright, hold on. I need to go over this one more time. I remember the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Yeah. So it has to be, we have to use body before the explosion.
The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected.
Oh yeah, the blood! The blood! The knife and the blood would have been on the other
It
side.
didn't get dirty.
Ah! Here we go, the blood. Duh. Okay, my bad. I was being stupid.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Yeah.
Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? The blood was a camouflage.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I
The
know.
nurse's office?
They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
What?
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Oh, the chicken! The missing chicken! Yeah! They got blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean the fucking chicken! Where the fuck is the chicken? Here we go, the chicken!
I got it!
I got it! Bryce, baby!
Been chicken blood?
I like chicken blood, cause I'm Bryce. Wait, no, I'm lying.
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
That doesn't make any sense.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around.
They would have had 2 bodies right there, dying from the raw chicken.
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so.
No, it was on backwards.
No, the head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they've already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred.
This series of cover-ups. A series of fucking cover-ups. What the fuck?
They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off.
A series of
7:30.
cover-ups. Like, Jesus.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Ah, hit the mic.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
What?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. This guy's dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
Alright, so in the time being, just to make sure I'm on track to getting this damn trophy, I'm gonna save it. There we go.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Super
Well,
serious.
don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
That's the same knife that was taken from Makoto.
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
Yeah, that was taken from Makoto.
That's what I thought when I first saw it.
Oh shit, now they're really gonna think it's me. We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it. So what to do? Why didn't you hang on to it, Makoto? Oh, me.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer! I'm not the killer, damn it! We back to square one. Oh no, we're back to case one when everybody thought he originally did the first killer. Or he killed the first victim. Sky's dead body, exploded body analysis, and fragments near the dead body. Alright, let's see what we got.
Lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Whatever. We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tart was removed. Which means, can I save it right now, maybe? Nope. Look at that. It's only during like the times where it's just dialogue and not like gameplay.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Getting
so there's no
stabbed.
question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible
Getting
man you are,
stabbed, huh?
Makoto.
We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the target was removed, which means the knife was thrust through the coat into the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Alright, so it can't be fragments near the dead
Same
body.
one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
Exploded
If
body
he
analysis.
did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
We already established that the coat was put on the body after the... Okay. Alright, so let's say...
The knife we found
Let's go with
lodged in
this.
the dead body.
Disguised dead body, and let's go with
Same one
the
we
stab.
gave to Makoto.
Okay, blah blah
It really
blah.
is, isn't it? I was afraid.
If he did have that, that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Yes! Okay, I was there. Alright. I got it. Yo, I was having trouble with that a little bit. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it.
Yo, the
right?
game gives you a lot of hints. I like that though. Like at the end of every discussion of or what did they call it? I don't know what they call it. But like at the end of those discussions they have, like Makoto thinks to himself, and whenever he thinks to himself, gives you a hint of what you need to use. Okay.
In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Monokuma file. Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. However, they were dead before the blast. The victim has been stabbed a single time with the knife, which went completely through the body, but that did not say that it was the cause of death. They had been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but they were at least several days old. So he died several days. We never read this file all the way through. We never read the file. But these were at least several days old. Damn. Oh, wait. That wasn't the other wounds were not the cause of death, but the metal pipe. Once he got hit with the who the fuck was this guy fighting? Why was he having all these other wounds? Like what? Let's present the key item.
I got it!
All right.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did.
And the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
Oh!
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
Boom!
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level.
Oh my god. Just stop it here. Stop it.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Oh my god. There's only one explanation I can think of. Alright, the fragment we found near the dead body. There was bits of charred debris near the body, which it should be noted that the bomb which had been removed from the gym had disappeared. It's hard to imagine these two events are unrelated, so we should show probably the fragments. Because we had went to the gym, remember what he said? He said it was related to it, and we just pretty much found out going through the items anyway, so here we go.
I got it!
I got it!
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that...
I guess we'll have to find out next time on Dangan Ronpa. Oh, you thought it was gonna be a cliffhanger, but you should have noticed that from the time on the video. Ah, I'll see you guys later. You thought it was a game? Nope, it's a cliffhanger.